Hello guys, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. My name is Danny Burke and today I want to talk to you guys about something I know all of us have. It's an absolute fact whether they're here or not. Parents. Yes, we're going to be breaking down for you the many different flavors, if you like, of parenting out there with our top 10 types of parents. Alright, starting things off now at number 10 we have helicopter parents. Yes, these are the parents that hover over their kids to a ridiculous level. They can't leave them alone for 1 second in case they get hurt. Now it doesn't matter what the kid is doing, riding their bike, they're going to break a leg if I'm not right there next to them. If they're petting a dog when I'm not around, that dog is going to eat them. Fact. If it rains when they're outside without me, they're probably going to drown. Yeah, the helicopter parent thinks that the world is just out to get their kid every single day, but maybe the most dangerous thing in the world, if you think about it, is a helicopter parent. See what I did there? Do I smell psychology? Coming in at number 9 now, we have the hippie parent. Now this is the parent that says all you need in life is love. It's all love, man. Peace and love. They're simply the only things a child needs to grow up to be healthy and happy. Well, they also need, food and water and exercise, but you get the idea. Love is the key ingredient. The hippie parent only buys natural and organic food, teaches the kid that the answers to all problems in life come from just opening up and talking, and dresses them in a lot of tie-dye. Like a lot of tie-dye. I can't really argue with them. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that too much love is a bad thing, but tie-dye? Yeah, I feel like you can definitely have too much tie-dye. Moving on to number 8 now, we've got what I'm going to call the down with the kids parent. Does your parent keep trying to stay up to date with all the latest technology, trends, slang and fashion? Do they generally fail at all of those things? Yes? Well, they might be this kind of parent. There comes a point in most parents' lives where they just have to accept the fact that they'll never be able to keep up with their own kids on how to be cool. They're officially out of the loop and they just have to accept that and move on. Not this parent though, not the down with the kids parent. OMG, they are like totes down with all the lingo. WTF are you talking about? I can't even right now. Let's chillax while we Twitter GIF memes from our Tumble R on our FireY. No, just give up. One day we're all going to wake up and find that people younger than us have stolen our coolness. It's a fact of life. You can either accept that and move on, or you can report that theft to the police and make them give your coolness back. Might work. Might just work. Moving on to number 7 now, we've got the boss parent. Now this one is simple. The boss parent knows best. Full stop, end of. They know the rules, they tell you the rules, you follow the rules. If you ask why, you'll usually be told, because I said so. That's all the answer you need. The boss parent may love their child a lot, but they don't think love is everything a child needs. A child needs to be disciplined and be taught about boundaries and how to follow rules so that they can become a functioning member of society. Sounds okay on paper, but in reality, people with too many strict rules when they're growing up either end up resenting their own boss parent or rebelling against society when they are an adult. Who knows, maybe that guy that stole that bike did so because his parents wouldn't let him touch the cookie jar after 6 PM. See, if you think about it, which one of those was the real crime? Probably the bike thing, actually. Anyway, moving on, I tried to shorten this next name down, but it's pretty hard. So at number 6, let's just call them the always taking their kid's side parents. Now this is the parent that thinks their son or daughter can literally do no wrong. Did the teacher fail you on that school report? Well, it's the teacher who really failed. Did you punch that kid in your class? Well, they shouldn't have looked at you funny or had a face. I don't know. Did you rob that bank and walk away with $2 million? Well, they shouldn't have made it so easy to break into, should they? This parent just can't accept the fact that maybe, just maybe, their child is the one to blame in a situation. I mean, how could they be? I spawned them, so obviously they're perfect. Personally, I think be careful around this parent when 2 of their own children get into a fight. They may actually explode as they try to figure out who is to blame. Okay, next up at number 5 now, we have the best friend parent. Now this parent isn't really much of a parent in many ways, and they're more like your best mate. Their children will go to them to talk about everything. No detail is is too gory or gruesome or juicy, how they're feeling that day, who they have a crush on, and all the latest school gossip. This parent will know that you're jealous because Casey is flirting with Johnny in science class, even though he promised he would sit next to you after he fell out with Emily. Now obviously they won't know what any of them look like, but they will know everything about them. That can be kind of cool in a way, but sometimes it gets a bit over the top when the parents start sharing everything about their own lives with the kid. Like, you might be really mad that Lisa at work keeps trying to take that promotion job from you, but you really don't need to put all of that onto the mind of an actual 13-year-old. They've got their own problems, okay? Johnny and Casey problems. Big problems. Alright, moving on to number 4 now. We have the disappointed parent. Now some parents try and get their kids to do things with love and rewards. Some parents do it with rules and punishments, but the disappointed parent is just disappointed. Whatever you do wrong, they're not mad at you. They just thought you'd know better. You always seemed better than that. You had so much potential. If you didn't reach that grade you said you could in school, they're not going to get angry. They're going to nod their head, do this with their lips and say, I'm sure you tried your best. Well, great. Now I feel about this big. I feel like the biggest letdown to ever live. And now I'm going to have to try twice as hard next time, because if I ever see you pull that face again, I'm going to tear out my own kidneys just so I can distract myself from your crushing disappointment. They say love and fear are the 2 strongest emotions in the world. Yeah, they're wrong. It's disappointment. Next up at number 3 now, we have the guilty parent. This is the parent that just feels bad, man. Something happened to make this person feel incredibly guilty as a parent. Maybe they had to move their kid to a whole new area because of their job and they felt bad because that kid had to leave all their friends behind. Maybe they got divorced and felt like it was affecting their kid, or maybe they just see themselves as a bad role model. Whatever they feel guilty about, this parent tries to fill the hole they see in their kid's life with things. Lots of things. It starts out when they're young. Some chocolate here, maybe a new video game there. You need money to go see your favourite band? Well, I was away on a business trip for 2 weeks, so yeah. Okay, here you go. The guilty parent tends to reach for their wallet to make things better and to make themselves feel better, but we all know that's not really a healthy way for anyone to live, and it doesn't really solve anything. So to all you guilty parents out there, stop feeling guilty, try and fix the problem with something other than money. If you really want, you can just send the money to me instead. I'm just here to help. Coming in at number 2 now, we've got the embarrassing parent. Now this group of parents is probably the biggest of them all. The truth is, most parents can be pretty embarrassing. It seems like that's what they're meant to do. A lot of them honestly don't mean to be though. They keep waving at you at the school gates when you're with your friends because they love you, not because they want to make you cringe your own face off. But some parents actually thrive off your embarrassment. They don't need food or water. They live solely on your blushed face. They crave the sight of you doing this with your hands and wanting to leave the supermarket because they just tried to fist bump the cashier. Oh god, why? No. For them, the stronger the cringe, the better. But don't worry too much guys, because one day, if you decide to have your own children, you get to do the same to them and embarrass them to a whole new level. It's the circle of cringe, and it moves through us all. And finally now, we have one of the rarest parents around. You might never see them in your whole life. At number 1, it's the cool parent. Now the cool parent always seems to be your friend's parent. You go around their house and they're offering you snacks and drinks and they're like joking with you and asking how you've been, and you're just like, wow. These parents are so chill, so laid back, so cool. Why can't my parents be this cool? Well guys, I'll let you in on a little secret here. Cool parents are only cool to other kids. After you go home, these cool parents turn right back into one of the other parents on this list. They really are like the chameleon of the parenting world. Have you ever told one of your friends how cool their parents are? And they're just like, well, my parents are cool. No mate, no way. Well that's because the cool parent can pick and choose when they actually want to be cool. They're pretty sneaky like that. Don't trust them. Who knows, maybe your own parents are really cool to someone else. I think they probably are. No matter what type of parents you guys have, I'm sure they try their best. And here's a spoiler alert guys, they're only human. Yeah, I know, I was convinced they weren't for a while, but they are, so give them a break once in a while. I'm going to dedicate this video to my own lovely parents over here. Love you lots. Guys, if any of your parents fit fit into any of these categories we talked about, then don't forget to give this a thumbs up and share it around. My name's Danny Burke, this is Most Amazing Top 10, and I'll see you guys in a bit.